This is just I'm going to try and do a quick video for you guys to get ready for your, pardon me, test tomorrow on derivatives. So we're going to take two derivatives using the power rule. The power rule's up here. I'll give you a cheat sheet, I guess. You guys already know this pretty cold, and I liked these two that I showed you today. They're good examples. So we're going to find a derivative in terms of R here. This is volume in terms of R, which is radius. So we're going to take the derivative here. So we're going to say that V prime is going to be equal to, and then we're going to use that power rule. So we're going to throw that power to the front. We're going to say it's 3 times 4/3, 3 times 4/3 pi r to the 3 minus 1. And so when we do this math, V prime is equal to 4 pi r squared, right? And so what we see is volume, the derivative of volume when in respect to r is area, right, in terms of r. Good. So let's move on to number 5. That's right here. We're going to talk about it in terms of time, or t, whatever t stands for in physics. So we're going to say y prime is equal to, and we're going to throw that -9 out front, -9 times 6 t to the -9, pardon me, minus 1. And we're going to do this math. Y prime is equal to -54, right? Yeah. T to the -10. Yay. Sound good? All right. So that's it for this. I don't think I'm going to have you find the equation of a line in this section, maybe the next section. But I may not even show it to you in the next section. I'm just going to do the product rule. I'm going to do it with, I guess, what I would consider something a little more substantial. I don't know if you'll have a trinomial multiplied by a binomial. But this one looks pretty, this one actually ends up being relatively easy. It's f prime, so we're going to call this one f. You can't see that. Let me grab a different color. We're going to call this guy f. Oh, I'm writing on the wrong layer, that's why. There we go. This one is f, and this one is g. So I've written on those two functions there. And then we're going to go ahead and do that. So this says f prime. So big F prime of x is equal to this little f over here, the derivative of, so that's 2x plus 1 times the whole of the other, right? So it's x cubed minus 6. And then we're going to add to it the whole of the f function, or the f term, wow, plus x minus 3. And then we'll take the derivative of this guy, which is just 3x. Okay? And now we're going to do some FOIL, which is 2x, I'll make it look right, 2x squared minus 12x plus x cubed minus 6. We're going to add to that this whole thing. I'm just going to distribute the 3x to everything. So it's 3x cubed plus 3x squared minus 9x. Okay? So we find our like terms, and we put those together. Let's look for our cubic terms. Here's an x cubed and a 3x cubed. So what do we have? 4x cubed. Then we'll look for other terms that are alike. Do I have 2 squared terms? Yeah, right up front here and way back here. So 2x squared plus 3x squared is 5x squared. And then do I have any x terms? Yeah, I have a minus 9x and a minus 12x. Put those together, I have negative 21x. Sorry about that. And last but certainly not least, I'm just going to tack on that minus 6. So there we go. That's it for product rule. If I use some easier terms, I may ask for you to do something interesting. What if I'm looking for an answer when x equals, if it's all right with you, I'm going to make it nice and simple. When x equals 1, write the equation of a line. Equation of a line when x equals 1. And so I can't really write the equation of a line until I have an x and y coordinate. So right now I have the x coordinate of 1, but I need my y coordinate. And to find my y coordinate, I just take my original function, this guy right here, and I'm going to plug in 1 wherever I see an x. So I get 1 squared plus 1 minus 3 times 1 cubed minus 6. Okay, and I'll do that math. 1 plus 1 is 2, minus 3 is negative 1. And then 1 cubed is 1, minus 6 is negative 5. And negative 1 times negative 5 is 5. Right? So y equals 5. Right? Well, when x is 1, y equals 5. And I'm going to put that in there. All right, so now I have my coordinate pair, and I can use that. I have my f prime right here, f prime of x. And what does this tell me? If I input this 1 right here, what I'm finding is the slope. Okay, so m, my slope is going to be equal to 4 times 1 cubed plus 5 times x squared. 5 times 1, sorry, we know what x equals, dummy. Minus 21 times 1 minus 6. Now this, we start getting bigger numbers when we start putting bigger numbers in here. Anyway, so 4 times 1 is 4, plus 5 times 1 is 5, minus 21 minus 6. So 9 minus 21, now we've got negative 12 minus 6, which is negative 18. So my slope is negative 18. Now I put it into point slope form. Point slope. And now I point slope, which is y minus y1, which is the y coordinate of this coordinate pair here, equals my slope times x minus x1. All right, now I've got both an x coordinate and a y coordinate, an x coordinate and a y coordinate, and a slope right here. So I just put those numbers in. So y minus my y1, which is 5, right? And that's going to be equal to my slope, which is negative 18, times x minus, and my x1, which is just 1. And there it is. That's the whole answer. I'm going to move on because these things take way too long. Where's layer 4? Come on, don't give up on me. Come on. There's layer 4. Oh, there it is. I see it. Sorry about that. No. I can't find it. So 4 goes with 9, so it must be up here. There it is. 4 and 9. There's quotient. This one is looking for an answer when x equals -1. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll do it as quickly as I possibly can. I know these things take a long time. So this top value, hopefully I did it at the right spot. We call the top f, right? The top is f, the bottom is g, and so now we have it. All right, great. Here we go. F prime of x equals. Now we have the derivative of the top, which is 3, times the bottom, 3x squared plus 2, minus the top, 3x, times the derivative of the bottom, which is 6x. Okay? And that's it. You know, this 2 goes away, so we don't have to worry about that. Right? All over 3x squared plus 2 and square that quantity. And all we have to do is clean up the top a little bit of distribution, a little bit of combining like terms, and we'll be good to go. So let's continue f prime of x, and we'll do the other pieces in a second. Distribute the 3, so we've got 9x squared plus 6 minus 3x times 6x is 18x squared. All right, well, I have 2x squared terms. You can see them right here. Here's one, and here's the other. Oh, and I forgot. Let me do it all over. Whoops, wrong color. All over 3x squared plus 2, and then square it. All right, so that now I'm going to combine my like terms. So get back to the pink. Positive 9 and negative 18 is negative 9x squared plus 6 all over 3x squared plus 2, and then the whole quantity there is squared. So this is f prime of x. All right, so I've done all of my legwork, all of my difficult quotient rule stuff. So I need to find, I have a coordinate pair, right, that I want to find, and I have -1 as my x, and I need to find my y term. Well, what do? I take my original function and I plug my -1 in there. So here's my original function. I'm trying to find a y value, or my f of x value. And I plug in the -1 for x, so it's 3 times -1 divided by 3 times -1 squared plus 2. Well, this is pretty easy to do. I have -3 over -1 squared is 1, so 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5. So that is my y coordinate. So -3 over 5, right? Now, to find my slope, m is what happens when I input my -1 here. So everywhere I see an x, I put in a -1. So -9 times -1 squared plus 6 over 3 times -1 squared plus 2, and we already know what that value is. We just haven't squared it yet, right? So if we look at the numerator, the numerator is pretty easy. Negative 9 times 1 is negative 9 plus 6 is negative 3. And then the bottom, we already knew that the inside here is 5, but square it and we get 25. Okay, so my slope is negative 3/25, pretty shallow, and my y-coordinate is negative 3/5. So back into point slope form, y minus negative 3/5, or let's go ahead and do that the right way. Minus a negative is plus a positive. Y plus 3/5 equals negative 3/25 times x, and then this is also negative, so I'm going to plus 1. Okay, there it is. That's the answer. I'm going to move on. Put 5 up there. Got to move up a little bit. Pardon me. Nope. Oh, I want that one. I guess it's down more. Gonna get rid of that. Chain rule. I don't see one. Is that chain? Ah, poo. Where is it? Let's get this out of the way and see if I can see it. Okay, so chain rule is 5 and 10. I need to find layer 10. There's layer 10. There it is. Okay, chain rule is easy, right? The derivative of the outside, and that's this exponent here, times the inside. And then we're going to multiply that by the derivative of the inside. So here we go. Y prime is equal to, throw this to the front, 9 times x cubed plus 2 2x to the 9 minus 1, which is 8. Okay? But we're also going to multiply that by the derivative of what's inside. And the derivative of what's inside is 3x squared plus 2. Now, can we clean this up a little bit? Sure. I do not want to see this to the 8th power. You know, this is annoying. But could I distribute the 9 to these guys? Yeah. Could I leave it like this? Yeah, it's okay. You know, I could say it's 27x squared plus 2. 18. Sorry. Plus 18, right? And that's these two things multiplied together, because multiplication is commutative. And then just say that's x cubed plus 2x. Wow, I'm writing horribly right now. And that's a little bit cleaner. We could distribute if we want. Oh, why can't we distribute? Because it's to the 8th power. That's why. So we're going to leave it just like this. Good? Okay. That's layer 10. Go back down. Where'd it go? There it is, layer 5. And the very last thing I want to talk about is layer 6 here. These are the trig functions. And I have 2 things I want you to do. But the first one is super simple. I just want to do this. Why not? What the heck? Let's use this. This is a nice bright color. I'm going to use these guys wherever I see it. But look, I have this multiplied by this. So I have to use my product rule. And of course, the product rule is f prime times g plus f G prime, right? And that's, oh, this is Y, right? We have a Y. So I'm going to say Y prime equals this, right? And we'll call this bad boy F. We'll call this bad boy G. Great. You guys ready for the fun? Okay. So Y prime is equal to F prime. So what's the derivative of cosine? The derivative of cosine is negative sine x times G, which is sine x. All right. Going to add to that. Uh-oh, look at that. The F, which is cosine x, times the derivative of G, which is cosine. Right? Okay, so negative sine times sine is sine squared, so negative sine squared x plus cosine squared x. Now, if it were just sine squared plus cosine squared x, we know it would equal 1. It doesn't equal 1, so we can leave it in this format. Awesome. Now, if I had put a negative sign in there, it would have ruined everything. So I'm going to leave it just like that. And that's it, guys. You've gone through everything I need you to do. I may say, as extra credit, please find y prime of, or show me the process of finding y prime or d dx of tan x. How did we get to secant squared x? All right. And really all you had to do, right, was take this and convert it to sine x over cosine x and use the quotient formula. And remember, sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. Okay? So there it is. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you for your time. Take care, guys.